What is up, everybody? Welcome to the show. We are getting deeper and deeper into the season. It feels like it's almost over by now, but what is going on? How's the dynasty teams doing? Going into week 9 now, you know if you're contending or not, or you're kind of middle of the pack. Things been going well for myself and most of my leagues. It's been a good season so far, actually. I mean, ton of injuries, bunch of things happening. We've got guys getting traded now the past few weeks. But we are rolling. Papa J, what up? What up? Sea Wolves, standard first and second pick. McConkey, Shark, Downs, Meyer, Shakir, Coleman, Judy, Dell, Chitman. First and second pick. You want me to pick two? If I'm picking two, it'd probably be McConkey and Dell. Will, what's up, Will? Asked this question earlier. I trade AR5 for Cousins straight up. Got Hurts, Tua, and Burrow in a 20-man keeper super flex best ball. Okay. I own this guy's 25 first, and he's in last right now. I play him this week. Trade AR5 for Cousins straight up. I mean, what's the deal with the keeper situation though? Like, can you only keep a certain amount of guys? Like, how exactly does that work? I mean, I don't like it for the reason of like AR5, especially in best ball. Like he can give you those spike weeks. Like you already have Hurts, Tua, and Burrow. I feel like Cousins is just kind of another one of those guys. AR5 kind of gives you a little advantage. He will lose Cousins and not have a QB. I have a chance to bury him even deeper. I mean, if it's not the 101, what is going to be the 102? Like, I'm not going to make that trade just for that purpose. But no, I don't think I'm not making that trade. I don't think. Victor, what up, Victor? Got offered DJ Moore for Deontay Johnson. Do I take it? I mean, if you're talking about just redraft, I mean, I'll take either or really. I'll take either. I mean, DJ Moore is like interesting. Like he hasn't been great. Almost a little disappointing ish. But at the same time, Deontay is always injured. And now he goes to a team where like you already have Zay Flowers that's getting targets. Andrews, they're a running team. Like, how much are they really going to be in the lead that they really need him? Deontay's like is a great route runner. Like Lamar is not necessarily the 3-step, 5-step drop, like hitting guys running routes like that. Like also for the week, Taysom Hill or Dalton Schultz. I'm okay with playing. I mean, what did Taysom do? Let's see if I can pull him up. Come on. I mean, he had 7 points. The thing is, he could do it all, but they are playing against Carolina. I mean, Schultz is interesting just for the fact that Nico is still down. They are playing the Jets. Um, there's probably more of a chance that Schultz could possibly score than Taysom. So I'll probably just play Schultz. Sean, what up, Sean? The roll, what's good, man? How far is K9 Walker from Bijan Gibbs or Brees? I think he's pretty close. In Dynasty, I mean, I wouldn't say he's in that tier. I mean, how close is he? I mean, the thing is, it's not it's not extremely difficult to crack like the top 12 of dynasty running backs. So, I mean, he's there, but like I'm not paying a first for K9. Like you're paying way more than a first, two firsts for Bijan, Gibbs, Brees. Like K9's not really at the first level for me yet. So you can keep 20, includes IDP. Really want to get a running back, but he's got none. Kev, what up, Kev? What's good, man? Huss says I should have accepted already. He hates AR5, though. I'm not sure if I'm ready to give up on and redraft. This would be smash, but it's not. Yeah, I mean, you have like plenty of quarterbacks, so you either keep them to try and get those spike weeks out of them, or you move them like in cross position. Can you get like a top ish wide receiver or running back, instead? Can you get another, something in the top 12-ish range of wide receiver or running back? If you can pull that off, then do it. Otherwise, like I'm not doing it for Kirk because those are all the same guys. I mean, you can't all those guys they're all the same. They're all pocket quarterbacks. Like so that's what I'm thinking on that, Will. Penix or Cousins Dynasty. I mean, right now Cousins is the one that's scoring points. So like if you're competing, you need points. Obviously, you're going to want Cousins, but Penix is the long term, of course. So it really just kind of depends on your situation. I'd rank Penix above Cousins in Dynasty just because of age and future, but it just depends if you need the points or not. Offers Devonta, Richard, and a second, but give my Rice and Pacheco 10-team Superflex start 12. Um, in a 10-team, you want Rashi Rice, you want Pacheco over Shard White and a Devonta. So, if you can just hold out without Rice, like I'd probably just hold those guys. Or you could just take the asset and depending on what the rest of your team looks like, if you just want to come off of Rice, get the points from Devonta, take the running back and Rashard, and take the second, and then what can you do with the second? Like I'm okay with that side too. So it really just kind of depends. Albert, what's up, Albert? He's my RB and 4 in Dynasty. I thought I said, yeah, he's not RB4 for me, no. I'll probably be updating my rankings here within the next week or two. Totally want to cross trade him, not QB for QB. Yeah, doesn't make sense. Exactly. Not when you have all those. I don't remember exactly what quarterbacks. I just remember Tua and Burrow. We are on the same page. Yeah. Jay, what's up, Jay? But yeah, I mean, listen, we're answering dynasty. We're answering dynasty questions tonight. We're also answering redraft, of course, but it is Tuesday, so it is a Dynasty Show. I think we've got a couple trades. We've got a couple questions that came in, so I'll answer some of those, and then we'll kind of just look through, the past week that just happened. Talk about some of the Dynasty implications. We can talk about some of the trades that happen as well. Carlos, what up, Carlos? Traded Tila, Olave, and Chase Brown for Purdy and a 26 first. I'm good with that. You get Purdy and you get the first. Come off of Tila, Olave, and Brown. Yeah, I'm good with that. I mean, I would prefer a 25 first instead of a 26, but I'm okay with that. I'm also okay with the other side too. Like, or again, it really just depends on your situation because it's an even trade. Marvin, I projected late first or Chase. I kind of like the Marv side to be honest. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you want to give up a whole first to go from Marv to Chase. I mean, I love Chase, but what is the format here as well? Like if it's like a 10-team start 8, like, yeah, you're gonna have to pay the first to go get Chase, and I'm okay with that in that particular situation. Um, Maybe your team is stacked, you've got a bunch of firsts, and you wanna pay that to go get Chase, but in a nutshell, no, I'd rather just take the package, like, what else can I do with the first? Can I keep Marv? Can I combine something else? Can I put together some kind of package with that first where I can keep Marv and still get another, top 12-ish wide receiver? Chef, what up, Chef? Pickens is a sleeper at wide receiver. I mean, I don't know if he's considered a sleeper, especially now, but I mean, he hasn't really produced for us outside that one game last week. So does he get better going on, playing with Russ? At least maybe they can establish a connection over the next few games and he can finish up the season strong. But he's outside my top 20 dynasty wide receivers. Do I drop Lazard, McMillan, or Jennings for Tillman? Can probably drop Lazard at this point with Devontae and Wilson there. So yeah, I'd probably just drop Lazard. Standard fantasy, full PPR. I got the Marv side. Yeah, like I said, depending on the format, there are situations where you could go chase side, but no, in your typical like super flex start 10, I'm just gonna hold on to Marv there. I'm not paying a first to go get Chase. I'd rather keep Marv and can you take the late first and go buy a Rashi Rice plus or at least like a Rashi Rice type, someone that's injured. Well, let's go over some of these questions here. Somebody says start Lad over Reed from now on. I mean, without Jordan Love, yeah. The problem with Jaden Reed is like he's not racking up a bunch of targets. He's kind of used in like a Debo-ish kind of role or a like manufactured touch kind of role. Only 7 targets the last 2 weeks. His highest target game was 8 against Minnesota. But yeah, he's not getting a ton of targets. Can we rely on the touchdowns, the rushing usage, especially without Jordan Love? Like the whole offense kind of, even though Willis has played well, like it's a big fall off right now for the last 2 games from Jaden Reed. There's just other guys there. It's hard to rely on him. Where Lad now, a rookie after the bye week, like he's now being more integrated into the offense. He's understanding more, and we saw him have a great game. So I'm okay with playing Lad over Reed until maybe Jordan Love comes back. It's hard to sit Reed like with Jordan Love in there, but there are going to be these hit or miss kind of games. What's your advice for us? I got both Flowers and Deontay. I mean, I really don't know what to expect at this point. I mean, Flowers is still probably going to be the guy that they're scheming up around the line of scrimmage, manufacturing those touches behind the line of scrimmage. Um, and Deontay is still the route runner that he is. How do they just fit Deontay into that offense that doesn't necessarily need to pass a whole lot, especially in good game script situations with Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson? We still got Zay Flowers. We got Mark Andrews still, coming along, showing signs of life lately. So, I mean, if you have both of these guys, can you move one of them at least? I mean, can you get a second for Deontay? Do you have to add a little something? I'm okay with holding on to Flowers. Like, I don't know if necessarily Flowers gets affected much. Does he stay in his current role and what he's doing? and then Deontay kind of takes over that Bateman role. So I mean, I'm not too worried for Flowers necessarily because I still think they're going to try and get the ball in his hands. But how does Deontay necessarily fit into that offense? I'm more worried for Deontay. So can you move off? I traded Gibbs for Canine and a projected mid to late 25 first. Thoughts? Yeah, I'm good with that. I'm okay with tearing down. You're getting a first, and you're getting at least a running back to take his place. So I probably would have tried to get a little bit more, but yeah, I'm okay with that. It's fair deal. Fair deal. Pick up the extra asset. It's a good tear down. McCaffrey almost back. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, we don't really know yet, right? Deontay and Bigsby for some maybe. Yeah, I mean, see what you can get. But you got to find a team that loves Deontay. You got to find a team that's hurting at wide receiver. Bakes a lot. What up, Bakes a lot? Next question was, has Caleb fallen to the QB3 of this draft behind Bo Nix, or is he still the QB2? I mean, Bo Nix has been playing some pretty good football. Caleb, I mean, still has a ways to go. I mean, he's still my QB2 of the class. Like, I'm not dropping him down. Like, guys, don't forget, like, he's a rookie. I mean, we have to be patient as these guys are kind of, learning the game. Chicago hasn't necessarily been the best place to play, especially as a quarterback. But we've seen what Caleb can do. Like, we've seen those glimpses, we've seen those shades. So, as he keeps growing, as the season goes on, as he gets, years under his belt, he's going to get better and better. Jaden Daniels has just been awesome. But no, I still got Caleb as my number two quarterback from this class. So Dylan, what's up, Dylan? First priority, should I pick up Hopkins, Tillman, or Downs rest of the season? It's tough. You could argue Tillman. I mean, he's been awesome the past couple weeks with like no other wide receivers there. Downs, it just sucks because if Anthony Richardson is throwing the ball, it hasn't been great, even though he did have a big touchdown last game, if I'm not mistaken. But like the amount of passes that Anthony Richardson's throwing or even completing, but he's been good. I mean, 4 for 109 and a touchdown last week. Tillman played with you can make a case for either of these guys. Hopkins, the only down on Hopkins is that they don't necessarily need him like that. And he's a little older and he's just getting there. It's a more complicated offense. How much burn is he actually going to get over the next couple weeks? Are they going to just start to amp it up little by little? Or is all of a sudden he's just going to play, 90% of snaps, next week? So you can make that argument there. Oh, did they actually make the decision to go with Flacco? I know they said coach didn't commit right away, but okay. So listen, if Flacco is at QB, I mean, yeah, it's got to be Downs. And of those guys, yeah, I'll take Downs. I mean, Tillman, yeah, that's tough too. But is Jameis going to continue playing how he's playing? I mean, he kind of never got a fair shot, to be honest. He had that 30 and 30 season, that 5,000-yard season, and then all of a sudden he was just a backup after that. Right? Apparently got his eyes fixed, so he's not, colorblind no more. Now he can see better, and now he's finally getting another shot. Either way, Wilson for 2/3. Can you get a second for him right now? I mean, normally I'd say, yeah, I'll take 2/3, but if I'm not mistaken, Wilson, he hasn't been horrible. I mean, he's got a few touchdowns. He hasn't been great either. And in a nutshell, yeah, I'll take 2/3, but can you add something to it to get a second? Can you add a fourth? Can you add a some kind of backup running back? Do you have to add a third to get the second? Andy said I'm so screwed. CP the goldfish. I think about trading Waddle away for 2 seconds and 2/3. What do you think? Very low activity in the league. You have Nico, AJ Brown, Wandell, Dubes, Waddle, Jennings. No, no, I'm not giving him up for that. Like, if I'm giving him up, I'm getting the first out of it. If you're gonna give me a couple seconds, like I need a pretty good option at wide receiver back in return. But no, I need more than that. I need at least a first. So we're not gonna give him up for that. Hold him for that. I mean, you've got Nico, you've got AJ Brown, you got Waddle. Like you're dependent on Waddle as your wide receiver 3. And that's absolutely fine. But no, I don't want to give him up for anything less than at least a first. New to Dynasty is not sure how picks are really valued. Well, really, it all depends on the format and the other players in your league. But what is the format exactly for this Dynasty League? Is it one QB? Is it super flex? How many starters do you need to start on offense, not counting any defensive players? Timberland has to deal with Joku basically, but Hopkins has Kelsey and Worthy and Juju whenever he's back. Yeah, I mean, it's like you can make a case for all of them, but if you get Flacco for the rest of the season, which we don't know if that's happened yet, if that's going to happen. But yeah, I'm taking downs out of those guys. All right, what's up, Kyle? Full PPR, pick one wide receiver 2, pick one flex, Shakir, Dubes, McMillan, ETN. Concerned about Love. I mean, it's either Shakir or McMillan. I mean, Shakir's the one that actually produced last game. Like, I mean, I know they got Amari Cooper there now, but are they slowly integrating him in? Because I mean, what the heck? What do you have? One catch? One catch on 2 targets for 3 yards. I mean, that can't happen. But yeah, Shakir, I mean, 10 targets. So it's either Shakir or McMillan. Um, Going against Miami. McMillan was sort of disappointing. I pull up that game. Okay, so he was second on the team in targets, though, to Cade Otton, tied with Bucky Irving. But so, McMillan was the favored wide receiver of the group. It just so happened that Cade Otton was the main target. But yeah, I'll take Shakir. 12 team super flex, tight end premium is best ball league. Okay, best ball. But yeah, no, I'm keeping Waddle for that. No ETN though, just hang on in case they trade him. We'll see what they do. Cooper has like a 30% drop rate if he's getting less than 5 targets and drops. One of them is gonna be yeah, I mean, listen, the drop rate will vary depending on your targets, obviously, but I'm not worried about that. I mean, drops happen. It is what it is. As of right now, yeah, he might have a 30% drop rate, but that will fix itself over time. DeVito trade away Sharps and Wilson for Bucky and a third. Sharps and Wilson for Bucky and a third. Yeah, I'm okay with it. I mean, Bucky or Sharps. I mean, pick whichever you want. Really, more people are going to like Bucky, especially right now. Like especially for this year. But yeah, I'll take the Bucky side. 10-team PPR Superflex start 10. Would you trade Amon-Ra for Jonathan Taylor and Drake May? No. In a 10-team, I'm not gonna give up. I'm not gonna give up Amon-Ra. The quarterbacks in a 10-team are a little bit more devalued because there's just more quarterbacks available, more quarterbacks to go around. Other QBs are Caleb, Lawrence, A. Rich. Nah, you're fine. You're fine. A. Rich, RBs are Pacheco, Stevenson, Moss. Currently projected to have the 102. Nah, I'm just gonna keep Amon-Ra. Hold on to Amon-Ra there. Can Richardson become Lamar, or is he destined to be like Trey Lance? Well, listen, Richardson, like he didn't play a lot of college, and his completion percentage obviously is, horrendous. Like he's got a long way to go. Like we want him to be Lamar, and that's obviously the ceiling. Like that's what you want out of him. You want him to become Lamar, but what's the chances he really does become that? Is he a bust? Does he become Lamar? The answer most likely lies somewhere in the middle. But they're going to give him opportunities. The thing is, we knew Anthony Richardson was a project. We knew that he was raw. We didn't like we knew that already. We knew he didn't have good accuracy. We knew he was a raw quarterback. And so it's going to take time. It's going to take time. He wasn't like a Jaden Daniels. Like Jaden Daniels had a good completion percentage. Jaden Daniels threw a bunch of touchdowns in college. So yeah, I mean, he could be Trey Lance. He could be Lamar. I mean, he's probably something in the middle there. But he needs to learn, and hopefully over the next couple years, like we'll see something out of him. But they've got no choice. I mean, they drafted him to be the guy. So hopefully they support him and try and get him to be better. But yeah, for right now, I mean, he's not playing great, obviously. Bengals D against Vegas or Washington against the Giants this week. Needed D. I mean, the Bengals, it's just not a good defense. I know they're going against Vegas, which obviously is not a good offense, but I'll probably just go with Washington, to be honest. Just go Washington. Huss in the building. What up, Huss? Need a wide receiver, so I sent away Madison in return for Christian Watson. I mean, if you're in redraft, like that's fine. I mean, obviously not in Dynasty, but in redraft, yeah. Tapping out of the game because you're a little tired. Yeah, yeah. I mean, listen, running backs do it all the time. Wide receivers do it all the time. We've never seen it really at the quarterback position, but this guy's running around. Obviously, it's not something he should have did. So I think it's more of losing the locker room almost, like losing your players, that you're like tapping out. Like, even if that was the case, it's not something you say. You don't admit that, right? Come up with something else, fake an injury fucking if you have to. But, no, I think, especially for the locker room, like guys obviously are not going to like that. Yep. Lost all respect from his teammates. Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Let's see what other questions we got here. What to do with AR? I mean, listen, it's tough to do anything with AR right now, right? He's not starting. He hasn't played well. Like you almost have to just eat it or find somebody that loves Anthony Richardson. Find a Colts fan in your league. Can you get a Bo Nix instead? Can you get a Drake May? I mean, it's probably the only route you can go, and what you're probably gonna have to do is just wait and have patience, wait till he has a good game, wait till he has a few good games, and then you can move him if you want to. It's just hard to move right now because 'cause you're not gonna get the return that you want, unless somebody's desperate at quarterback, so it's gonna take time. Caddy, what up, Caddy? Guy's supposed to be some kind of athletic freak and he leaves the game because he's tired. Yeah, I know. I know. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You don't straight up like come out and say that. Like, yeah. Richardson for Devontae Adams. Like Anthony Richardson, like and Superflex? No, I'm still keeping the quarterback. I'm not taking Devontae Adams. Devontae Adams isn't like a real buy necessarily for me. I mean, you still got to pay like a second plus. Like nobody wants to get rid of him for cheap. But their production is replaceable. Can you just go out and get some other wide receiver too for cheaper? Think Richardson will ever start again? He will. He will. He'll start again. I mean, they spent a high pick on him, so he's gonna get another chance. Again, he was raw to begin with, so I don't think they thought he was gonna come in and just destroy everybody. I don't think they thought he was gonna be as bad as he is right now. But don't forget, like he's still a rookie, like because last year he got hurt, so he didn't really get a chance to develop at all. You know, and it's the impact of the veteran wide receiver movement the past few weeks. I mean, all these guys are still worth about like seconds. They're just better situations and a worse chance that somebody's going to get rid of them for particularly cheap. Like you would have had to buy them or bought them already for cheap on their old situations because now the new situations like people are still trying to charge a little extra. Trade Deontay and Bigsby for Waddle or trade both for Taysom Hill and Rashard White. No, I mean I still got faith in Waddle. I'll probably just take Waddle. I'll take Waddle there. Is Johnson startable his first week in Baltimore? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, we've seen Amari Cooper. Like, yeah, he scored the touchdown last week. Obviously, didn't do nothing this past week, but I probably want to wait and see how exactly he's going to be used. Is he just getting thrown right in and he's getting all the snaps? Like, I don't know. Why do I think he's going to start? Because he is a rookie quarterback that they spent a first round pick on. So they are gonna give him another chance. That's what they do. That's why any of these quarterbacks that are drafted high always get more opportunities. We see now Sam Darnold is still getting opportunities. Baker Mayfield was given opportunity after opportunity. Now, obviously, those are a lot later on in their careers, but to start, they're not just wasting that pick on AR. Like they knew he was raw and that he wasn't just NFL ready. So they knew that was going to be a work in progress. So I do expect them to give him another shot and more. So we'll see what happens. Watch Ravens pick him up to back up Lamar. Yeah, that's not going to happen. Xavier, 12-team Superflex, start 11, 1.5 tight end premium, contending second place. Okay. Give Marv, Gino in 2 seconds. Get K9 Higgins 2 mid to late 25 first. You've got Jamar Neighbors, Marv, Ladd, Reed, Wandell, and Winton. Okay. So you're giving up Marv and a quarterback in 2 seconds. You're getting K9 Higgins. 2 mid to late 25 first. I mean, you could say Marv for K9 and Higgins. I guess Gino, you're getting the two first. However you want to break it down, but you're still giving up 225 seconds. Like that's what I don't like about this trade. Like, what are you really trying to get out of this trade? 'Cause if you just want two first, like you can easily get that with Marv. Like, I'm probably just keeping like, I wanna just keep Marv, like, I don't wanna give up Marv necessarily for that. What else can I do with the 2 seconds? Can I go buy production? Like, you're contending and you're in 2nd place, so it's not like you need the first per se. Like, I'm always okay with getting first, like, that's the thing. Can you justify like, I just don't like the 2 seconds part of it. I think that's the part that gets me. You're contending and you're giving up a quarterback. Do you have another quarterback? Is that, like, your 3rd quarterback now that you're losing? But I think the main thing is, like, what are you trying to focus on here? What is your main objective? Who are you really trying to target? Like, what's the real target? There's just too much going on, it feels like, and there doesn't need to be. Are you just trying to sell Geno? Are you just trying to get a running back? Because you could buy a running back with one of them seconds. Who you dropping to super flex? Need to drop one. Pick up Flacco. Need to drop one. May or Tua. May Tua Wilson. I mean, I'm dropping Wilson compared to the other 2 guys. Should I try and sell him before we find out who A-Rich? I mean, oh, you're talking about Deontay Johnson. Yeah, depending on what you can get for him, I mean, should be able to get at least a second the way that he's been playing. What's the difference between Richardson, Lance Darnold, Zach Wilson, and other QBs? All these guys are mentioned right now can actually complete more than 44%. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter though necessarily per se. He's still gonna get the opportunity. I mean, he wasn't completing it that much better in college. They knew that from the jump. So it's obviously something that they were trying to are going to work on and hopefully fix and grow with him. But we'll see what happens. He's nowhere near done yet. Out there throwing shit into the ground. Could I give 1 second? Honestly, I don't want to give any seconds. Like, you're giving up a quarterback. I'm okay with like, if you had to give up 1, like, okay. 2, I feel like is excessive, but I feel like you're giving up, number 1, the best asset in Marv. Then you're giving up a quarterback as well, and you're giving up 2 seconds. Like, I mean, you're getting okay things back, but again, like, what is the deal? What's the plan? What are you trying to do here? Who are you really trying to go after? Your QBs are Lamar and Purdy. I mean, if you're contending, it is nice to have Geno. I don't want to give up Marv like for no reason either. You know? No, they're definitely not gonna cut him. I just want to get capital and get points back to stay afloat. Yeah, I mean, I mean, there's just too much going on. You could do that individually, selling these guys. Who's desperate for a quarterback right now? If you need to sell Geno, can you get one singular first for Geno? So you just want capital. Can you tear down from Marv and take, Higgins and a first? Like, okay. Making any more moves? 3 and 5. JD, Kyron Gibbs, Jamar, JJ, Joku, Tyreek. I mean, what moves you want to make? Look at all those starters. There's nothing really to do at all. I mean, Tyreek's back. Hopefully that helps. Upgrade suggestions for Stevenson. I mean, Stevenson is tricky. If you have him, you don't know which week to really play him. I mean, you can try and play the matchups, but what do you have that you can trade that, it's not necessarily like what player can you get? Like what team needs something that you have to try and make a trade. Daniel Jones vibes. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. Should I do Debo for Olave or just hold Debo and redraft? I mean, with Ayuk out, I'll probably just hold Debo, but they're pretty much the same. It comes with risk with Debo, obviously, because he always stays getting injured, and there's other weapons there. But Olave, kind of same thing. Like, when is Derek Carr coming back, and is he coming back? Bad offense. Like, I'll probably just take the chances with Debo and that upside. Let's see what other questions we got here. Deontay Johnson, we did that. What's proper trade value for Hunt? I mean, Kareem Hunt. Can you really get a second for Kareem Hunt? No, probably not. Not at this point with the saying Pacheco's coming back. I mean, he's kind of been just worth a third. Like he's worth a third. Don't try and get more than what he's worth. Like he's just worth a third. And most people will say, well, I'm not giving him up for a third. I mean, I just take the pick because once Pacheco comes back, I don't know how much we're going to be seeing of Hunt, especially going forward, right? Literally just got offered this deal. I'm probing for A-Rich. Give BTJ and Waddle and that high first for CD and a third. In that high first, RB room would have CD, AJ Brown, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Neighbors, Evans, and oh geez. So yeah, I mean you got plenty of assets to do it, but do you actually need to do it? Like you have BTJ, like BTJ is a top 12 dynasty wide receiver. Can you just move Waddle if you wanted to? I mean, if you got the assets, like okay, go ahead and do it, but you don't really need to in this situation with you've got AJ Brown, Amon-Ra, Neighbors, Evans, and JJ. And you have BTJ and Waddle. What's the format, Will? Leggett, Moore, Palmer. What's the format exactly? Because you would think that like BTJ and Waddle get you like close enough. So I probably just hold, wait for Waddle to have some good weeks, move him to another position, hold on to BTJ. So it's best ball. I mean, if it's best ball, I'm probably just staying put. I mean, there's no reason, I guess, unless you do that and then you can cross position with CD for something better. Give away Cup and Chuba for Gibbs. Yeah, I'm good with that. And redraft. Give Marv Gino for Higgins K9 225 first. I mean, that's probably what I need to do it. I still don't really even want to make the trade necessarily. I just don't think you need to necessarily. Josh Jacobs and Otten for Kamara. Other tight end is Kelsey. I'm not doing that. No, we're not doing that. Bronson. Xavier said mid to late. I mean, if you want to do it, that's fine. You're getting good back in return. You're not giving up those seconds, which is fine. I'm good with that if they'll do that without giving you up any seconds. Try to roll 3 first for Amon-Ra and Najee and have a first left over. Why Najee? I'm not buying Najee. I mean, he's been playing great, but I don't wanna pay that. Does that mean you can get Amon-Ra for less than 3 firsts? Like, Judy or Jameson? That's tough. I mean, even Judy, like, 2 other guys still out-target him, right? I mean, Elijah Moore and Tillman. Jameson just can't get his head straight, but he's always gonna be one of those hit or miss guys, that Gabe Davis-y kinda Davis-y kinda type. Lamb, Cup, Higgins, Well-worthy. Yeah, I'm good with that, AT. Really need some RB help. Got CMC, Mason, JT, Bucky, White, and Brooks. What help you need? JT, Bucky, White. You got guys to play. You're good. You're good, Will. I think that's all the questions there. Yeah, I'll probably be on for another 10 minutes or so. Throw out all questions you guys have, whatever you guys want to discuss. I need some RB help. Oh, we did that one. Big Bando. What's up, Big Bando? Would you move Bigsby for Judy or Jameson? I want whoever has more trade value, which is probably going to be Jameson. But people love Bigsby right now. We don't know what's really happening with ETN in that situation. So, can you get more for Bigsby? CMC and Pollard for Gibbs? No, I'm not doing that. I'll probably just take the chance that CMC comes back strong. Fuck it. Who do I flex? Waddle, Mostert, Andrews, Tillman, Deontay if he plays. Might be Tillman. It's probably not Deontay on the first game. Like, I'm probably not doing that. Andrews has been good. Unless it's a tight end premium, probably not. It's either going to be Tillman or Waddle. I'll probably go Tillman, to be honest. Bigsby and Addison for Pickens. Perfect. I'll do that. Dell or Dowdle full PPR. It's got to be Dell. We got to be going with Dell with Nico out. Who you claiming off the waiver? Need one. Winston, Stafford, Flacco, or Wilson? It ain't Wilson. Flacco's always been good. Jameis, I mean, went crazy. Stafford's got his weapons back. Hold on, let me go into the games real quick and see who's playing. The Browns got the Chargers. Stafford's got the Seahawks. Flacco's got the Vikings. It might be Stafford. It's either Stafford or Jameis. Might be Stafford. Stafford or Jameis, so pick your poison. Charger D, Cleveland at Cleveland or Bengals versus Louis. Mm. It's hard to go with the Bengals D because they just suck. I mean, Vegas offense is not that good either, but uh want to say the Bengals just because I don't know how much points like Vegas could actually put up. but I'm gonna say Bengals, but I don't like it. Blue Jays, what's up? Looking to make a 2-for-1 upgrade. Got Cup, DJ Moore, Reed, Myers, Coleman. What tier wide receiver you think I can get for Reed and Coleman, DK? This is redraft, correct? DJ Moore, Reed, Myers, Coleman. What type of wide receiver you think I could get for Reed and Coleman? I mean, I'd love to get like DK and BTJ are good targets because they're hurt. Like, and that's the main thing you want to look at is what teams have some guys that are hurt that really need the points right now. Or maybe they have other injuries and they need an extra wide receiver. Like, who can you kind of split into two? So really, you're not looking for necessarily a player per se. You're looking for a particular team in your league that needs to split up an asset into two. So go and find the teams that need like DK is a good target. Like I said, BTJ is a good target because those guys are hurt right now. But yeah, those guys are. PPR, IR violation. Drop one, Mostert or Deontay. I mean, Mostert didn't get a ton of opportunities, but he did get the goal line opportunities. Deontay, I mean, we've talked a lot about him today. Tough, especially this first game, like coming back. Is there no one else really that you can drop? You don't have a backup quarterback, backup tight end that you can drop instead? I mean, if Mostert is someone that you can drop, or Deontay is an option for somebody you can drop, it's probably relatively shallow, and you don't need to start either one of those guys. So I'd probably keep the running back and drop the wide receiver just because I'd rather have running backs on my bench than wide receivers that I'm never going to play. DK owner needs wide receiver help. BTJ not so much. There you go. See, we're talking through it already. So go after the DK owner. You said yourself he needs wide receiver help, so that is going to be the target or one of the targets. That's what you want to do. It's not necessarily, which player should I go get, which running back, which wide receiver, like it, because you could give a trade that is good or even, like it's fair for both sides, but that doesn't mean that the other team is going to take it, right? It all depends on what they need. So they'll be willing to give up what you want if you've got a solution to their problem, right? If you have some players that they desperately need. Where are they hurting? Running back, wide receiver. What do you have excess of? What type of assets do you have to get rid of? I'm trying to see if there's anything else to talk about quick before we hop off of here. Pickens bando. We said Pickens already. Give me Pickens. Give me Pickens. Oh, on a dynasty note, well, even redraft possibly. Jalen Coker, 4 for 78 and a touchdown. Now Deontay's gone, so Thielen's still out. Like wide receiver room is open. Leggett, I think, was a little hobbled. But yeah, Coker was an interesting guy that I liked coming in even before the NFL draft. Then wound up going to the Panthers, where there just wasn't a lot of talent at the wide receiver position. And Bo Nix doing his thing. Kyle Pitts finally coming along. But yeah, throw any last questions y'all got in the chat before I get up out of here. Appreciate everybody for coming out. Smash that like for me if you haven't yet. Hit the subscribe if you're new. Colin, what's up, Colin? Downs or Devontae? Jets suck, and Downs is playing well with Flacco. I mean, it's hard to just not go with Devontae, but you could make the argument for Downs. I mean, Devontae. Let me pull him up. I mean, 9 targets and 6 targets. Like he's not getting peppered with a ton of targets. He has not played well yet for the Jets, and we know that that game could be the next game, right? He could next game just have 10 catches for 150 yards. Like we know that can happen. But Downs has been really good, especially with Flacco. So yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with playing Downs. Yeah, Colin, I'm about to get off now. I mean, I've been on for just about an hour or so now. But yeah, any questions you have or anything you want to talk about, quick, throw it in the chat. Hopefully everybody's in the Discord as well. I'll put the Discord in the chat. Because we're talking Dynasty all the time there and answering questions, of course, there as well. And you can get a few different opinions. All right, Discord's posted in the chat, and that's for Dynasty and redraft. So you can ask redraft questions, you can ask Dynasty questions. Mooney and Bigsby for Pickens? No. I'd rather just keep Mooney. Mooney's been playing well. Mooney's been playing well. All right, let me get up out of here. We will see y'all. Actually, I don't know if I'll be on Saturday or not, but you guys know where to find me. Instagram, you can hit me up in the DM there, or the Discord is really kind of the best place. So hop up in the Discord. I'll answer any of your other questions there. But other than that, peace out. Appreciate y'all.